Hi everyone, welcome to Colette's Thermi Kitchen. My name is Colette Matriga. I'm a Thermomix consultant here in Australia. If you're thinking of getting a TM6, please reach out. I'd love to help you get one and to support you on your exciting journey afterwards. Now today we are talking about peanut butter, another staple that you should have in your pantry if you're a Thermomix owner and if, like me, you love peanut butter. Now, why make it in the Thermomix? Because it's cheaper and you're in control about what goes into that peanut butter. So good reasons to actually make it for yourself. So let's have a look at the ingredients I'm going to be using today. So first of all, peanuts. So you can buy either natural peanuts and roast them yourself. So roasting them, you just put them on a tray, 180 degrees in your oven, 3 minutes, then give them a bit of a shake, and then usually about 3 minutes more and they're done. Roasting brings out that natural flavour. But what I've actually done tonight and what I normally do is I just buy peanuts. These ones are salted because that's how I like them, but you could obviously buy peanuts that are not salted, and these ones have been pre-roasted. In fact, this was the ones that I'm using. They're just from Aldi. They are very, very inexpensive, under $2 for a bag, and pretty cool. So what I've actually done to start off with, so we've got peanuts. I'm going to be adding a little bit of sugar into mine. You don't have to do this with yours. I'm going to be using coconut sugar because I love the caramel undertones that it gives to the peanut butter. It's very, very yummy, but that's totally my choice. And I like to add, even though these are salted, have a taste of them because one packet of peanuts is very different from the next one, and I have been nibbling away at these, and these are not really that salty at all, so I'm going to add a little bit of extra salt. Peanut oil, usually I don't use this, but I need to have it on standby because depending on the brand of peanut, you might find that you need to introduce a little bit of oil just to kind of loosen up that mix. So really simple, very few ingredients. And I know, like some of the brands that you buy in the shops, you know, the more popular brands, which are fairly thick, spreadable peanut butter, they'll have about 85% peanuts in. They'll have other additives in, usually quite high in sugars, and different anti-oxidization kind of enhancers and things like that in there. But these ones, just straightforward, and I love that. So let's get on. Now I'm going to be making crunchy today because that's what I like. So what I've done is I have got here in total just over 500 grams. Now, one of the big mistakes many people make when they're doing peanut butter is they try and use just a small amount. It doesn't work. You have to trust me, it doesn't work. You need a minimum of about 500 grams of peanuts to be successful. So I go somewhere between 500 and 600 grams every time I make peanut butter, and it always comes out really well. The other thing is, if you have pre-roasted these, please make sure that they are totally cool. This will not work if you're using warm nuts from the oven. They have to totally cool down. Right, now for the crunchy ones, I've just taken out about 90, 100 grams, just a couple of big handfuls, and I'm going to just pop those into the Thermomix bowl, and I'm just going to blitz them up a little bit. This is going to be the crunchy element that I'm going to add back into the peanut butter later.
Of course, if you're on a low carb or keto diet, peanut butter is perfect.
Oh, Andrew, that would be good for you.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Well, until you decided you were going to put sugar into this, then it's not so perfect.
Well, I can leave the sugar out if you want.
No, you go ahead. It's okay. We've got more peanut butter in the larder.
So I'm now going to head over to my turbo mode, which is this one. And I'm just going to give this a few blasts. Loud. Remember, your turbo function is the highest speed, shortest time, and you've got a couple of time options. I'm going to do once more. I'm just going to take a peek. Oh, that's more than enough. And just going back home.
So you're saying that if you want a smooth peanut butter, you don't add these back in?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Thank you, honey. So you can see here, I've got some chunky bits which are going to be lovely in this. So I'm just going to pop those into a bowl. I don't need a big
So we're going to do some market research here. Who prefers Crunchy peanut butter? Me, 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 me. And who prefers smooth peanut butter? No, 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 no.
Okay. So that's absolutely fine. Pop those to one side for a moment. Bowl back on. Now obviously make sure your bowl is nice and dry when you're adding your peanuts in. So I'm going to add in the rest of these peanuts now. And it's going to take about 2 minutes to make 1.5 to 2 minutes. It does depend on the peanuts that you're using. And what I like to do is do it in 30-second blasts. So it gives me control so I can keep an eye on what's going on. So the first thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to go for 30 seconds at speed 9. It's going to be a bit loud. What's going to happen is going to break up those peanuts, and the oil is going to start to come out of the peanuts, and of course it's that oil that starts to emulsify everything and create that lovely peanut butter texture. Now when you buy natural peanut butter, you know, from the health food stores, you might have noticed that it's runnier than some of the more cheaper brands that you buy in the supermarkets, and that's kind of what, this is not going to be a super thick peanut butter. It is going to be spreadable and it's going to be delicious, but again we're working with natural ingredients here. So I'm going to go for 30 seconds.
We have a unanimous view. Our qualitative research study this evening says crunchy peanut butter all the way.
Oh, yum. Yeah,
I like the comment, it's not peanut butter, it's not crunchy. I agree.
And for those of you that have already booked into my class at the end of the month, it's my Indonesian satay skewer platter. Andrew, how good is that?
Yeah, pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's really good. This is the peanut butter that I use for that particular recipe. So let's go speed 9. So you can hear it starting to kind of labour a little bit, the oils are releasing and it's beginning to turn. So this is where we're at. Okay, so it's kind of just a lovely kind of coarseness. Now, how interesting, with this brand of peanuts, normally it doesn't get quite wet like this, so we might even need just 1.5 minutes with these. So at this stage, I throw in any of my add-ins, so I'm definitely I'm just going to have another little taste. Going to add in just a bit more salt. Now, Andrew, I can leave the sugar out if you prefer.
No, okay. You go for it.
I'm going to add in, now normally I add in a whole tablespoon, but it's entirely up to you. I'm just going to add in, let's add in what I normally do. Tablespoon of coconut sugar. You can use caster sugar, you can use brown sugar. I think when you're using caster sugar just adds the sweetness and not a lot else. But when you're opting for like coconut sugar or soft brown sugar, you've got those beautiful caramel undertones, which are just going to be gorgeous in your peanut butter. So I definitely opt for those rather than the oil. So another thing that so I'm not going to add the oil in at this stage, it doesn't need it, it's kind of wet enough. Another thing that I make is chocolate peanut butter. So delicious. And at this stage, if you wanted to make chocolate peanut butter, what I would add into that mix is about a cup of icing sugar and half a cup of non-sweetened cocoa powder. And mix that in, and you can imagine how delicious that's going to be. Very naughty, but very delicious.
Could you put Nutella in there?
Well, you could make Nutella very easily in your Thermomix. Of course, instead of peanuts, you're going to be using hazelnuts, and you do add your chocolate in. And there's a number of different ways that you can do that.
Okay.
But let's focus on peanuts. So just to recap, if you wanted to have my chocolate peanut, which is delicious, about a cup of icing sugar and about half a cup of cocoa powder goes in now.
And definitely not keto friendly anymore.
No, and then you will definitely need to add into your mix maybe 1 to 2 tablespoons of peanut oil as well. Right, so now I'm going to go for the second 30-second blast. And we're into speed 9. 9. So when it starts labouring and making noise, don't panic. It's just a process, and we're nearly there. So I'm going to get my glasses on. I'm just going to have a little look. See, now it's a little bit smoother. But what I'm going to do now, so we're nearly up to that 30-second, but you need to always use your ears. So it's still not there yet. It's still just a little bit chunky. And if it continues to labour with the noise, that's when you would add in that little bit of peanut oil. But I'm not going to. I'm going to let this continue. So just scraping that down. My hands are clean. I'll wash my hands well before I cook. And off we go again. So I'm just going to continue, speed 9.
Are you going to post this?
Yeah, I'll put something up on this with my chocolate version. It's looking beautiful.
Where will you post it?
It'll be always on my blog, but I will also post a link to my blog on the Facebook page. Ooh, so you can see where we are now. So I think we're very, very close in terms of this peanut butter. So in we go again. Let me just see where I'm at.
Smooth?
Beautiful.
That very smooth, or?
Not ultra smooth. So if you wanted this to go further, which I will do, I'm going to give this another 15 minutes or so.
15 minutes, don't think so.
15 seconds. Time to adjust with your taste, a bit more sugar, a bit more salt. Instead of salt, you could actually use miso paste to give it, that different kind of flavour base. But there's lots of things that you can change this up to. So I'm going to go again just for another 10 seconds.
Put some chili powder in.
You could do whatever you wanted, really.
That's the sort of thing you would do. You'd put chili powder in there.
No. Okay, I think we will just about be there.
You put chili powder in your chocolate. And you put blue cheese in your ice cream.
I know, I do lots of adventurous things, don't I? So, again, you're just looking and testing, but I just want to show you now just how lovely and I'm happy with that. It's exactly where I'd like that to be.
Totally fresh. You're 100% knowledge of what has gone into that bowl.
Yep, absolutely beautiful. Really, really good, actually. And this will last about 3 weeks in the fridge. So pop it into a container and then into the fridge. So you've got a lovely, nice lot of fresh peanut butter. Now, to make that less noisy, if that worries you, go for like 600, 650 of peanuts. As I said, I went to 500. And remember, I took away 100, and that's why it's labouring a little bit, because I've opted to put this in to make it kind of chunkier.
So we've got an eldest son who spent from prep to high school living off peanut butter sandwiches every day.
He did, loves them. Every time I say to him, peanut butter or sushi, that was what he always requested. Back in those days, we had very simple lunch boxes for kids. Today, oh my goodness, wow, they're a bit of a masterpiece. So I've just added back in that extra peanuts. And if you go for the 600 grams and then the extra 100, you won't get that labouring. And all I'm going to do is mix this through, and I reckon 4 seconds at speed 3 will be fine. That should be fine. Peanut butter done. Yeah. So now I've got a nice crunchy peanut butter. all natural, all delicious. And if you wanted that not as thick, add about a teaspoon of your peanut oil. But that's going to be lovely. It's going to be super good for spreading, etc. So absolutely delicious.
And what sort of bowl can you store that in?
I'll just put this into one of my Kilner containers. You can go to the cheap shops and get your little $2 jars and things like that, and anything like that is absolutely fine.
Do they have to be cleaned in any special way?
No, just Sandy, these are good questions. Are these your questions?
Yes.
Excellent. You do very well. No, just as long as you clean them in hot, sunny water, they will be amazing. Now, before I head off, I've had quite a few people that have ordered these, and they've had a few questions, so I will run through. So, as I've said to you, I think these are amazing, absolutely amazing from the mix shop. And I think I've got about 6 of these now already. They're lined up in my fridge.
Is that those 2-week-old grapes?
Well, actually 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Both of these now we've had for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. So these are grapes, and so to actually, these have had the air taken out. So in order to open this up, a few of you said, I can't open it. All you need to do is to pull up this little lever. And that's the air escaping, and you'll notice this little suction thing pops up to say it's all done. So now you can open it. But just have a look at this. These are grapes. They are 3 weeks old. They are still beautiful and crunchy. That would not be the case if they were just in the fridge in a bowl in an ordinary container. Now, to actually put them back, all you do is you click on your lid. Take your little vacuum seal wand, stick that on top, and now that's going to suck all the air out. And of course, it's the air that causes things to rot. And this little sucker will go inwards, and that tells me that the air is all now out. There you go. So that then comes
That
off.
is so clever.
But what is great, spinach and Max's fresh dog meat. Before I could maybe get away with 3 days, but now with this, I can have the whole week's prepped and ready for him, and it doesn't go off. So this is some herbs. So opening it up. And just to show you, there's not many in here now, but just a little bit of parsley and a bit of rosemary, 3 weeks old. I mean, parsley that is 3 weeks old would not be that fresh. So I just put a mixture of herbs in here. That's kind of how I work. And there is a little a tray in the bottom that comes out, and that takes things off the bottom, so nothing is sitting in any dampness or anything. So hopefully that's answered those questions about how you undo it and how you actually set it. There is a date timer you can put on there, but I never do that. So it's simply a case of sucking it out. I absolutely love this vacuum system. I use it so much. If you go to my freezer, there's all these bags vacuum sealed. It's just brilliant. No freezer burn in my freezer, that's for sure.
Can you put cheese in there?
Yeah, you can put cheese in there. You can put anything in there. So there you go. Hopefully that's answered those questions on those containers, and as I said, they are in the mix shop if anyone is interested in getting them if you haven't already. So peanut butter, don't be afraid of making it. You judge it. Don't go buy a recipe in a set time, because all peanuts are slightly different. Go in 30-second intervals, taste and judge. Do you need to introduce a bit more moisture? If so, a little teaspoon of peanut oil. You might use a couple of teaspoons. Always have a minimum of 600 grams of peanuts in the bowl when you're actually making that peanut butter. It then makes the Thermomix is then comfortable turning it. Any less than that 600, as you just heard there, because I forgot I took the 100 grams out, it starts to churn and labour a bit. Up to you whether you want to add salt or sugar or miso or cocoa and icing sugar. So up to you how you want to make that, but it is delicious, and I have to say, whether you're using this for cooking or just simple spreading, it is a absolutely beautiful, beautiful thing.
Where did you get the green and blue spatulas from?
Oh, this one here, I have to say, it's not great for the bowls, but it's one of my favourite little spatulas. I love it.
Yeah, didn't ask you if you love it or not. Where did you get it from?
It's part of the Kilner range, so it's a hard one.
The Kilner range. So not from the mix shop.
Not from the mix shop.
The green ones from the mix
The
shop.
green ones are the ones you see me use all the time. And what's special about these, you can see how long they are. So they can get right into the bowl and you can actually pick up.
So why did you use the blue one?
I just happen to have it. And it is, you know how you have a favourite and you kind of go to that favourite. But it's not ideal.
Is it like your favourite son?
I don't have a favourite son. I love both of my sons equally, Andrew. So I have Max first, then the boys, and then you.
Okay.
Only joking. All right, everybody. Thank you so very much. I'm looking forward to getting on to the next thing. I'm doing a little bit of work on mincing your own meat in the Thermomix and recommending the cuts of meat and things like that that you can use, and that will be my next live coming later on next week. So thank you all. My name's Colette Matriga. Remember, if you're looking at getting a Thermomix, do it now. The price is going up in the next few days by $220.
Which day?
We haven't got a date yet, but it's sometime in the next few days.
It's imminent.
It's imminent. It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing, and the TM6 is super easy to use. Let's do it. Connect with me, give me a call, message me, and let's make that happen before that price rise comes. Thank you all. Have a beautiful evening and enjoy the coming week. I'll speak to you soon. Say goodbye, Andrew.
Goodbye, Andrew.
I'm going to have a piece of bread and butter now.
Going to put this in your jar?
I will do in a minute, yeah. I'll pop it into my jar. That's just delicious. Yum. Oh, the little crunchiness, I love it. So good.